Jonathan Majors recently had an interview with Good Morning America, where he spoke out for the first time since being found guilty of assaulting his ex-girlfriend Grace Jabari. Throughout this interview, Majors talked about his legal troubles and what it means for his Hollywood career, which has been left hanging in the balance. Majors and his legal team have consistently said he's innocent, strongly asserting that he was, in fact, the victim in this tumultuous relationship. This unwavering defense has been a central part of his strategy since he was arrested back in March of 2023 on charges of assaulting Grace Jabari. The charges were significant, 4 counts of assault, each carrying severe consequences. However, the most critical point of this legal journey came in December when he was found guilty of reckless assault in the 3rd degree and harassment, charges that could have serious implications on his life and career. In this exclusive interview, conducted on the platform of Good Morning America, which is indeed owned by Disney, Majors had the chance to share his thoughts on the entire trial and the complex circumstances that have surrounded it. One of the most crucial questions that have been on everyone's minds: did he assault his ex-girlfriend? Majors firmly denied these allegations yet again, his unwavering stance resonating throughout the conversation. There will be a link to the full interview in the description below, and there is an extended version already available for those eager to gain further insight into the matter. During this interview, Jonathan Majors firmly asserted that he did not engage in any physical abuse towards his ex-girlfriend, and he revealed his intention to appeal the court's decision. His hope is that the verdict can be overturned, allowing him to be found not guilty and ultimately preserving his Hollywood career as an actor. The interview was skillfully conducted by Lindsay Davis, who commenced by underlining Majors' unwavering conviction that there was no physical abuse in his relationship with Grace Jabari. In the midst of these challenging circumstances, Majors faces the daunting prospect of up to a year in prison. Consequently, one may wonder, why is he speaking up now? What motivates him to break his silence? As the conversation unfolded, Majors candidly shared his visceral reaction to the guilty verdict, expressing utter shock at the outcome. Good Morning America meticulously traced the events leading up to his arrest, revealing that a text message from another woman triggered a heated confrontation with Grace Jabari. The contentious episode allegedly escalated to the point where Majors, according to his girlfriend, forcefully tried to retrieve his phone, inadvertently causing injuries to her finger and behind her right ear. However, Majors strongly refuted these claims, vehemently asserting that such incidents never occurred. Drawing attention to a pivotal moment in the interview, Majors shifted the narrative towards an incident where he was seen running away from Grace Jabari, even displaying footage of the encounter. He underscored the inequality in perception, highlighting that if their roles had been reversed, the public's interpretation would have been very different. In an unexpected turn, the interview shed light on injuries sustained by Majors himself, a facet of the story that had remained in the shadows until now. As the interview progressed, it delved into the prosecution's portrayal of Majors as an abuser, encompassing physical, emotional, and mental dimensions. The prosecution invoked past instances within their relationship to substantiate their claims, including an incident where Majors, in a fit of anger, threw a candle to the ground. In response, Majors unflinchingly admitted his culpability, admitting, "Yes, I did do that. I completely lost my temper in the moment and threw it on the ground. I absolutely did that. It's not something that I would want my child to do, and I feel absolutely terrible about it." The interview also broached the subject of an audio recording made by Grace Jabari, capturing Majors urging her to emulate Coretta Scott King and Michelle Obama. In this exchange, Majors finally offered context and explanation. Towards the conclusion of the first segment, Lindsay Davis posed a pivotal question to Majors. "Do you feel that you are not responsible for any of Grace Jabari's injuries at all?" His response was nuanced and introspective. In an unusual admission, he acknowledged his infidelity, asserting that if he had possessed the courage to end the relationship, he might have averted the entire predicament. Looking ahead, Lindsay stated that Majors' sentencing was looming, but legal experts suggested that he might avoid incarceration altogether. She emphasized Majors' commitment to appealing the court's decision, indicating that, to him, the battle was far from over. One particularly striking revelation was Majors' choice not to take the stand during the trial. This decision had left many wondering, and Lindsay took the opportunity to probe deeper. According to Majors, he had always planned to testify but ultimately refrained, convinced that the existing testimonies were compelling enough. However, with the jury's verdict now rendered, he deemed it imperative to share his side of the story. The full interview then unfolded, with Good Morning America meticulously painting the entire picture. It was revealed that Jonathan Majors had been found not guilty of 2 of the charges brought against him, while 2 other misdemeanors, assault with intent to cause physical injury and aggravated assault, resulted in guilty verdicts. The intricacies of the charges were explained, with a clear distinction made, highlighting that the charges of harassment were unintentional. The interview continued to explore the burning question: did the alleged assault truly occur, even if unintentionally? Majors steadfastly denied any wrongdoing, reiterating that he never inflicted harm on Grace Jabari, be it intentional or unintentional. His sole acknowledgement was that he had been reckless with her heart. The narrative then shifted towards the aftermath of the altercation, revealing that it was Jonathan Majors who had called the police. Following the incident, Majors had fled the scene, returning to his apartment only to discover Grace Jabari unconscious on the floor. Reflecting on the night's events, Majors shared his thoughts on whether he would have acted differently in hindsight. When the prosecution's description of his relationship with Grace Jabari as abusive was raised, Majors vehemently disputed the characterization. Instead, he portrayed the relationship as toxic and dangerous, emphasizing that he should have mustered the courage to end it, but was afraid to do so. He candidly addressed the text message where he threatened suicide, asserting that he had since worked through those emotions and was no longer in that dark mental space. The interview then probed into allegations from past partners that Jonathan Majors had a history of abusive behavior, both mentally and physically. The interviewer, Lindsay, posed the question directly: have you ever physically abused any of your past partners? Once again, Majors adamantly denied any such allegations. In the final segment, the discussion turned to Majors' Hollywood career, which had been flourishing until the guilty verdict. Marvel Studios, in a swift decision, had severed ties with him, leaving his career hanging in the balance. Lindsay inquired, "Do you think your career in Hollywood is done?" and subsequently posed the pivotal question, "Do you think you deserve a second chance?" Now here is where the interview ventured into the realm of public relations strategy. It is worth noting that Good Morning America, an ABC News program, is owned by Disney, the parent company of Marvel Studios. The decision to grant Majors this exclusive platform for his first public statement after his guilty verdict raised eyebrows. Some have speculated that this may be a strategic move by Disney to gauge public sentiment, potentially paving the way for Majors' return as Kang the Conqueror in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's a narrative that has captured the imagination of many, who believe the verdict was unjust and that Majors deserves a second chance. This strategic aspect of the interview prompts us to consider its potential role in shaping public opinion and influencing Majors' future career prospects. In conclusion, this interview offered viewers an intimate perspective on Jonathan Majors' take on the trial and the allegations against him. It provided a platform for him to present his side of the story, allowing the public to form their own judgments in this complex and contentious case. We'd like to hear your thoughts. Do you believe Jonathan Majors deserves a second chance? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one.